Howdy, Bear Girls and team. We're going to be your next contestant on Get Out Alive. A little bit about us. My name is Micah. I'm 27, and I live in Atlanta.
I'm Morgan. I'm 21, and I live in Atlanta, too.
And we've been dating since March? Yeah, 9 months. 9 months in total.
We met back in March at a fraternity party. Our friends introduced us, and we were playing Flip Cup. That's how we met.
Yep. And then about 2 weeks later, there was a rafting expedition class for the school where you could learn to be a rafting instructor. And I had done it. I was helping instruct. So I shot Morgan a text to see if she was interested. And we've been in the outdoors every weekend ever since, pretty much.
In the past year, we've spent 3 weekends home for the past 9 months. And every other weekend has been outside in the wilderness.
Yep. This summer, she worked as a guide. Both of us did on the Ocoee River in Tennessee every weekend. And then back to school during the week. I'd say our relationship's pretty good. We don't ever fight much. When we do, it's typically we got home from work and is trying to figure out where dinner is. And Morgan here can't make a damn decision. And we end up making pizza at home or something like that.
It doesn't help.
Alright, we are different in that.
He has a penis.
And she's pretty damn short.
We're alike because we spend most of all of our time outside hiking and kayaking and rock climbing and other shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely a lot of camping and hiking and kayaking. That's been our big thing this year. We both got boats in June, so we've been pretty busy. We would be a great team for this because both of us get along pretty good. We have a lot in common.
Micah is really good at figuring stuff out, so when we come into a situation where we can't solve a problem, Micah can figure out the step-by-step of how we can solve it, and I just support whatever he decides we're going to do because I can't figure it out.
She definitely does good at reassuring. You know, I might be able to adapt something to accommodate a rescue situation, kayaking, and be 90% sure that it's going to work. Her backing makes it, where I'm 100% sure, and then it's easy to follow through when you got a teammate that can back you up like that. So both of us work. We both go to school full time. I'm originally from Oregon and worked since I was 14. That's always been my big goal, is to stay busy with work. I currently work at a cabinetry shop. It's called JSI Store Fixtures. We make wood products for supermarkets all across the United States, North America, Central America, and that's my 9 to 5, and then 13 credits at night. Keeps me pretty busy.
I go to school during the day to be a special ed teacher and work at night as a nanny, so I basically just work to support myself through college. I wouldn't work if I didn't have to.
So, and it's definitely, for me, the lifestyle. I definitely like to work and stay very busy, very active. But we really always plan for the weekends. It's always for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What river are we going down? Where are we going to hike? What are we doing next? That's always the agenda.
During the week, it's all we look forward to is the weekends. Neither of us have cable or television, so it's kind of the way we live.
Definitely got to say we apologize. We missed the casting call in Atlanta, which we live downtown, but we don't watch TV. All right, we think we would be a great team for this. We're pretty unique. We really don't know anybody else that is like us in the outdoors as much as we are.
We spend most of our time outdoors, and we've recently discovered that we sleep better and when we're camping than we do in our own beds.
Yeah, we took a 4-day trip over Christmas, hiked 13 miles the first day, and then hiked about another 8 miles the second day, probably 2 vertical miles that day, and slept till 1:30 the next afternoon, and then out in the pouring rain, and it was freaking awesome. And for the next 3 days, we couldn't even sleep at home. It was ridiculous. Definitely don't know anybody else that's like that.
Most couples that we know who do outdoor stuff stick to one sport that they met doing. We met playing drinking games and just so happened to like the outdoors. And we don't stick to one sport. We'll try everything, and we're pretty buried in what we do outside.
Yeah, we definitely have friends who, go kayaking every weekend or go climbing every weekend or go hiking. And we definitely take all the stuff to go do everything. I mean, we take rock climbing gear, hiking gear, camping gear is always in the car, and our kayaks are still on top of our car. We probably haven't moved for a couple months. So depending on what the weather does, if it rains, the water's up, we're going to go kayaking. If it's sunny and nice, water's low, we'll go hiking, climbing, whatever hits us for that weekend.
Most of the times when we're gone for the weekend, we tend not to eat till late at night, so we'll go all day without eating, and we're really used to that, which will be... Cameraman's looking at us like we're crazy.
He's like, you're fucking insane.
So we're really used to that, so in a survival situation, like on the show, we would do pretty well looking for food all day because we're not used to eating all day. So we're also both very competitive. We both come from really big families, so you have to win to survive in a big family.
Damn straight. I got 2 older brothers and 4 sisters. I'm the middle child. So growing up was always competition. From getting to dinner first to ice cream at Dairy Queen. And then, I was competitive all the way till high school, and then I got a job. But definitely being a Marine. I've competed since, kayaking races and triathlons. So everything to me is always a competition. It's always who can be best and always push the envelope.
I ran competitive track all throughout high school. I was the captain of the girls' track team, so competed since I was in middle school and high school with track and field.
I think all these aspects, definitely make us good. We work really well together. We take criticism very well from each other. I was kind of nervous when we first started kayaking. I totally refused to teach her at all because I know a lot of people that have been broken up from doing that. But now, both of us can be very critical of each other. You need to hit this rapid a little different. You need to work harder at this and never take it home, never be pissed off at each other. Unless she, can't figure out if she wants Zaxby's or Chick-fil-A, then I'll get pissed.
But I would never eat Chick-fil-A because I'm a vegetarian. And so I'm a vegetarian, and I became vegetarian like 4 years ago because I got a stomach ulcer and haven't been able to eat meat since.
Other ways that we're a little unique, I have a nerve disease. That's why I got out of the Marine Corps. It's called Charcot-Marie-Tooth syndrome. It's a degenerative nerve disease that affects my feet. Probably the worst thing that ever happened to me and the best thing that ever happened to me. And I would not take it back because it's made me way more successful having it. I have a sister who has a nerve disease, and she treats it as, that's my excuse in life. It's my crutch. Why, if I can't succeed at college, which she hasn't, or other things, it's blamed on this, and I'm completely the opposite. I will be successful because I have this, and I'm not going to be left behind. And, I think that's a good attitude to take, and if people can ever learn how to turn their weaknesses into a strength, it's the best thing they can ever do for themselves.
I have exercise-induced asthma, so sometimes when we're out hiking and stuff, that can affect the way our day goes.
Other thing that's unique about us, I have a 3/4 tattoo sleeve, and it's my motto. It's a full rework of the words of the poem, which is called Self-Pity by D.H. Lawrence, which says, I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. A bird will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever feeling sorry for itself. And it's definitely been inspiration. Not many people ever get to know what my tattoo means. It's very personal to me.
Another interesting thing about me is that I spend 6 months out of the year working with the homeless when I get home from school and work.
And one last thing about me is I paint my toenails.
I paint his toenails.
Yeah, whatever. I can't paint my toenails, so she has to do it. Started in raft school 2 years ago, and it was funny. It protects your toes when they're submerged in water all day. Definitely riles up the customers, especially when they're really Christian and think you're gay. It's hilarious to mess with them. But then even coming back to school, people just get totally weirded out, so I do it year-round because it's just freaking awesome, I think. We think we'd be great for this show. We're very competitive, both of us. We've both raced. All our lives we've been pretty competitive, but even now, we're still competitive. We definitely get along really well. We work well together as a team. Can be raining, trying to set up camp in the middle of the night. She's learning to start fire, which she's getting pretty good at. Normally, I take that role. We'll set up food, shelter, all that.
I do the women work. He does the men work.
Yep, because she's a woman.
He's a woman, too. I think we're pretty strategic. Definitely neither of us would ever give up. So we would just go until we can't anymore.
Things are strategic, but we definitely, have our boundaries. You can watch shows like Survivor, and it's all about stabbing people in the back. It's definitely not us. The people we hang out with, pretty tight-knit group. Hikers and especially kayakers are a really tight group. Everybody's got your back, whether you know them or not. Somebody will jump in the river and save you, and that's kind of the way we are. We'll kick the shit out of every other team. Won't help them along the way, but we're not going to screw anybody if we can avoid it.
So if we won with the prize money, we would. I want to hike the AT.
And I want to climb Mount Everest.
So we're just going to go do both.
That's the plan.
We would also use some of the money to find a storage area for all of our gear, because right now it is on my back porch and my roommates are not fond of that.
Yep, and I have a small closet and a bike hanging above my bed. It's a little cramped at night.
So as you can see from our car and in the back, we could definitely use another gear room. Both our kayaks pretty much live up here. And this has all our camping gear, which hasn't left for the last probably 8 months. It's all been in here.
So along with all the gear that's in the car and on top of the car, the rest of our stuff is stored out here. Therefore, there's no pretty lawn furniture for my roommates. And they would appreciate it if I had money to get space to put all this crap.
Alright, so that in conclusion, I'm Micah. That's Morgan. Look forward to being on the show shortly.
And we're looking forward to the most uncomfortable wilderness experience of our lives.
Damn straight. See you then.